Hello everybody, Skylar back again for another episode of Fishing Basics. Today we are at Lake Evergreen, and you can see I'm bundled up because it's cold. It's at about like 38 degrees right now. Only supposed to be a high of 50 I think, but this is my only day off. The only day I can get out and do some morning fishing. So here I am, cold. I'm uncomfortable, so the fish are going to be biting hopefully. Today we're going to go over the different types of fishing. What I mean by that is if you're bobber fishing or if you're just cast fishing. They're both pretty simple. Bobber fishing, hands down the easiest, just cast and just watch your bobber. Reel fishing is you constantly casting out and reeling in, usually trying to simulate like a fish or something. So usually cast fishing is for larger fish, like a smallmouth and largemouth. That's usually the best way to get those. Whereas bobber fishing is more for like, well, you can catch those also, but bluegill will really start going after for your bobber. So let's get into it. First thing I'm going to talk about is the type of reel I'll be using. This is an open-faced reel. It's called that because you can actually see all the line right here. And it's a spinning reel because you have this guide arm right here. You can see the line is coming down from the pole and hitting this notch right here. And as you reel in, that arm spins around and wraps it around this right here. They're a little bit, I don't want to say harder, but it's a little bit more complicated to learn. And by complicated, I mean there's like 3 extra steps to doing it. But it's just a lot more enjoyable to use this as opposed to a closed face reel, which is just a little button on there and you flick your wrist and let go of it. I'm not even really going to show you how to do that because that's like me showing you how to put a lid on a coffee cup. It's so simple. You might mess up the first time, the second time you got it perfect. So I'm going to go over how to cast one of these. I guess that's personal preference that I like these more, but like it's just a lot more fun. It's like the difference between driving a manual and an automatic car. It's just more fun, right? So the first step you do is you grab your line a little bit. You don't have to hold on to it, but you just move it down a little bit so that way when you pull this up, it doesn't drop your lure, right? So you're holding on to this now. Right now, this string is just all gonna fall off. So I'm gonna show you a slow step by step, and then I'll show you the whole fluid motion of it. Right, so you have your string right here, right, and all you do is you bring your line back, not like this of course, but you're just bringing your pull back, and then as you bring it forward you're gonna flick, and right about at this angle right here, when the pole is facing this angle, you want to let go of the string, and that should send your lure out into the water. Notice that there is some distance between my lure and the tip of the rod, the final eye right here. You're going to make sure you want that because you want it to kind of slingshot its way off the top of it. So you always want to have a little bit, not too much, because you'll hook something behind you, but not too little because then you're just not going to get a good distance, which leads to a good safety point. Make sure there's nobody behind you when you're flinging a metal hook through the air. And personal experience, it hurts if it hits you in the back of the head and gets, it hurts. Alright, so this is how you cast one of these. Step 1 is you open your guide arm, right? Guide arm is open and holding onto the string. Now you can either one-hand it or two-hand it. Since you're just starting, I suggest two-handing because you don't want to accidentally let go of your pole and it's in the water, right? So one hand holding the top with your one finger on the string. Make sure that anything underneath it doesn't get caught. You want to do this faster so it doesn't come loose like this. I'm going to restart before I go. Alright, and then take it and bring it back with your other hand here and like that. See, got tangled up. You want to do it faster than that. So one more time, I'm going to do the whole thing. Grab line, open the guide rod, hold, make sure it's not coming untangled right here. You want a small distance of line. Bring it back, grab with other hand, and try not to hit that pole. I didn't see how far out that went, but it sounded like pretty good. This is why I call it a spinning reel, by the way. You can see the string is coming down and it's just spinning around that stationary reel right there. And it's just nice and smooth. It bobs up and down so that way it doesn't get too thick in some spots and not in the other. Oh, fish just jumped over there. I mean, some bluegills are gonna be caught here pretty soon. But that, oh, it did go pretty far. I'm still reeling. That's the basic way to cast one of these. There's different ones. There's the sidearm. There's the other hand, underhand. If you're trying to get it close, what I just showed you is just trying to get distance. Not really so much accuracy. Accuracy would be best for the side or the under flick. This is going to be the first way of how to reel it back in. I'm just going to do really, I'm going to let it sink for a second. As soon as it hits the water, let it go down a little bit, and then I'm just going to start slowly reeling in, right? That's just as simple as that for the first style. So, cast, let it hit, sink for a second, and then just start slowly reeling in. That's all it is. So the second way to reel fish is to simulate an injured fish. You're going to do that by doing like short jerky motions as you're reeling in, or you can reel for a little bit, stop, reel for a little bit, stop, anything that makes it not go at a constant rate. So you're going to do the same thing as the first one, cast and let it sink for a second. Just give it a little bit to drop down into the water, right? And then there's two ways that I do it is you lift up, and then as you bring it back down, you reel in. Lift up, reel in, lift up, and just keep doing that, right? Or you could go left, reel in, right, reel in. Again, this is personal preference. I mean, you can literally just go like that, or quick jerks, just anything to make it go at different rates. So, again, ooh, almost caught something.